Well, I was hot rod.
You still are.
Yeah.
TFCON 2013 presents Jack Angel and Dick Gautier.
Hey! Excuse me, one moment.
Put yourself in idle, boy. My time in the light is short. No new posology. Then maybe we ought to meddle with it too. Where am I? Is this the Matrix? Let's do it! I've been thinking about the quintessence. Who they are. Why they treat us as enemies. Screamer. My friend. Ready when you are, Skylux. Meant for that disc. I want to see what they're protecting.
Is this the fate of the mighty Decepticon Empire? The days of Megatron, it was not like this. You mean Galvatron? Well, they were the same guy. Birthday? I don't even know when that is. There's nothing to fear. Unicron is dead. Must be the wind. The one called Ultra Magnus stands in our way. Marissa, get up here. You're going home. But I am boarding that escape pod and will destroy anyone who gets in my way. Well, Smokescreen, I've got a coronation to attend.
You know, I don't know about you, but, you know, before I did this, my voice, I had to get it very, very deep and masculine. And I had a testicle implant. Yeah, we were tough back then.
Yes, we were.
It was only 25 years ago, but, you know, I guess you saw me hobble on stage. I had a back operation, and it wasn't great. And next time having a front operation.
Yeah, it took that much better.
I hope so.
I had that when I was first born.
Oh, yeah. So, how long did you do Transformers?
I don't know. You know, like you said, it was 25 years ago. And I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. What, a couple of years, I guess.
Yeah, it was a few years, you know. And how many characters did you have?
I did 7. I started with Smokescreen and then Ramjet. I had no idea whether they were good guys or bad guys. I guess Ramjet was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a term for it. It's not bad guy, good guy, bad guy. So
Yeah.
out of the box. And
That's right.
but then, well, Wally Burr was a director, and I would walk in and he'd say, "Oh yeah, you're going to do this one today," and I had no idea what the character was, and we would fiddle around to figure out what voice he should have, and then they'd run it all through a synthesizer, and you know, we were always working when the show was playing, so unlike today where you could tape record it and go home later and watch it, we didn't have the opportunity to do that. So
we never saw them.
we never got to see the shows. And they would synthesize the voice, and people say, "Well, how do you do that voice?" I said, "I have no idea," because I would just talk in some level of whatever, you know, if I say he was a bad guy, it was more like that. And then if you hear it, it's totally different. And every once in a while, we'd get to hear how they ran it through the synthesizer, but
Yeah, they made it sort of metallic sounding. So, I mean, if you spoke like this,
It's like talking into an empty coffee can.
exactly, that's what it's like.
Then they go thinking I thought they'll be alone, and then for those to keep around.
It,
Can you imagine what his wife has to go through?
I only do that when we're making love, but because you know she likes role playing. So.
Was it good for you?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good for me. Was it good for you?
And that's her voice, right?
But it's true. But we had a lot of fun. We worked together. A lot of shows you do, you just go into a room by yourself and you record everything, and there's no one to to work with you. But we worked. How many guys in the room?
Oh, there must have been 10 or 12 guys all at once. And what was fascinating to me, we had a big table that everybody would sit around when they weren't on microphone. And so every single person in that cast was an artist. They were and Dick is the best of all of them. If you go to his website, you'll see the character.
He always sucks up to me.
Yeah, well, he tips me. And he teaches me how to do that voice. Yeah. But it was fascinating. They're all right-brain guys, and they sit there and draw. One guy just did eyes. And Chuck McCann would do whatever he would do, but all of them, they were all artists.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I was an art major before I got into voiceover and managed to actually flunk an art class. So when you go to college and you flunk an art class, you're pretty stupid, but when you're an art major and you flunk an art class, you don't want to be an artist.
I did that at your Picasso, and you draw them with the eyes on the side of their head.
Yeah. I saw Salvador Dali and the Melted Watches, and I wanted to be the second Salvador Dali,
Yeah.
but that didn't happen.
And you're not wearing a watch today.
No, I don't. It's melted. I have an iPhone melted. Yeah.
But I started out as Hot Rod,
Which was typecasting.
which was a young, eager guy, and he distinguished himself in hand-to-hand combat, and so he was in line to become Magnus when the series was canceled. So I never got to be Magnus. But Rodimus Prime had a pretty good career, and he was respected. But my voice was, as Jack said, we went in and we just did. Sometimes it was our own voice. I mean, we didn't fool around with it or make it rough or do anything. And then once they put it in the synthesizer, you wouldn't even recognize your own voice. I don't know if you remember what our voices sounded like, but they had sort of a metallic ring to them, didn't they? Yeah. Well, that's what they did in the studio, post-production, and it really reshaped it tremendously.
Yeah. Well, I got to be Ultra Magnus because Robert Stack did the movie as Ultra Magnus, and that was when they introduced Ultra Magnus. And he wasn't going to do the series, so they needed somebody whose natural voice sounded like Robert Stack, and I was the guy. So I inherited that character and I wasn't in the movie as Ultra Magnus.
I'm surprised you sort of look like Robert Stack.
Yes, well, Bobby and I go way back. And then Cyclonus was Orson Welles. And Orson Welles wasn't going to do the series either. So do you remember Roger C. Carmel?
I do.
Well, he was this wonderful grand actor with a big handlebar mustache. He played, he was in Star Trek. He played, Harry Mudd. But he was grand. Everything he did was, In fact, he would walk in. I always gave him billing. He would walk in. I'd say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Roger C. Carmel." And he would take him out. And one day he was late, and I knew he was coming, so I wrote his name. And as he walked through the door, I held it up and said, "Roger C. Carmel."
Well, he had forgotten, so.
But so Roger inherited the role from Orson Welles, and then had the temerity to die. And
Yeah.
so then Wally, well, first, or I guess Orson died, and then Roger. And so Wally came to me and said, "I want you to do that part." And I thought, he wants to kill me.